G'day, you bunch of dead set legends, and welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are all doing well out there, living your best lives and all that good stuff. And yeah, welcome back to another edition of Show Us Your Tips for round 14, where I tell you who I'm tipping so you know who not to. Look, I do joke a little bit about that, but we have been making a pretty solid comeback. Yeah, tipping's been pretty good the last few weeks. We've been doing pretty well for ourselves. Look, we are going to get stuck into all the things around round 14, but before we do that, you all know the drill. Links to the socials downstairs in the description of this video, where they always are. Also, guys, we are getting so close to 300 subscribers. We are a bee's dick away from 300 subscribers, which means we are only one insect's penis away from a mass opening. It is going to be a bloody good time. So, if you are watching the channel and you haven't subscribed, make sure you get around it. It's going to be a good time when we hit the 300 mark. We're going to do a big opening. I've got boxes of Hobby, Kmart starters, so many loose packs of Team Coach. What else we got? We got 90s NBA loose packs. We got some sealed modern NBA stuff. We're going to hunt those Wembies. The only thing I don't have at the moment is some TCG, but I will be getting around that. Might go get one of these new ETBs. They look like they've got some pretty awesome cards in it. So yeah, look, it's going to be a party, and if you like to party, get around it, subscribe to the channel, and then we can get into that. Hopefully, like next week would be ideal. Look, I'm actually even thinking about maybe you should all just sign up with your old accounts. Maybe I should just open 3 more email accounts and do it that way. Who knows? But look, hopefully we're going to get there next week, and yeah, it's going to be a party. Now, speaking of parties and good times, let's get stuck into the tips. All right, well, if that wasn't the best segue that's ever been done on this channel, I don't know what is, ladies and gentlemen. Look, getting stuck into round 14, and I guess the big talking point for this is we are done with Thursday Night Footy for 2024, and I, for one, am happy about it, to be honest. Look, I know, look, if you're talking about broadcasting deals and advertising rights and AFL versus NRL, yep, terrible decision probably by the AFL to can Thursday Night Footy. But, you know, for people like me who play fantasy, who play Supercoach, who like to do tipping, who also faff around making silly videos on YouTube, it's kind of nice having that extra day in the week to really get your ducks in a row. And I don't know, it just seems like it lengthens the week out. I feel like when there's footy on, go say like last week, right, going from Thursday to Monday, it's sort of like all of a sudden, bam, one round's over, then, you know, you got a couple of days, bam, it's footy time again. So, look, I don't know. Me personally, I'm quite happy that we are back to old school traditional football values, Thursday to Sunday. Look, like I said, that's just my opinion. I do prefer weekend footy than weekday footy, but again, that's just me. All right, that's enough waffling about Thursday Night Footy. Let's get stuck into some games here. We have got Friday Night Footy kicking things off with Brisbane hosting the Saints, the Gabatoir. Now, I would really like to say that this is going to be a tough game to call, and it really could go either way. And look, ladder position probably does suggest that a little bit, but I think the ladder is a lie. The ladder is a lie. I think Brisbane are going to absolutely smash the Saints at home this week. Look, Brisbane are actually in a pretty good run of form. I know the ladder position doesn't really say that. It's kind of more indicative of how bad their start to the year was. But, you know, Brisbane, the last 5, I think they've come away with 3 wins and a draw from their last 5, so just the 1 loss in there, and seem to have turned things around a little bit. Lachie Neale's playing some really good footy. Josh Dunkley's playing some really good footy, and from the back line as well. I really like what Darcy Wilmot's doing as well, with Kadeen Coleman not in the side. Him and Zorko really owning that half-back line there. So yeah, look, that's I think Brisbane are going to win this one. The Saints, look, they were okay last week, but they should never have won that game. It was a dodgy free kick that got them the win. AFL have admitted as much. And look, I just don't think they're one of the form sides of the competition, and I don't think St Kilda's going to be getting much more further up the ladder than they currently sit in 14th position. So yeah, we're going to let the Lions in here. Going to let the Lions in by, I reckon, about 5 goals. Sort of about what people seem to think is going to happen here. So we're going to lock that one in, and we're going to move on to Saturday football, and we have got the Doggies taking on the Dorkers in Marvel Stadium. This one actually does seem like it's going to be a pretty tough call. But I also think that everyone who doesn't live in WA is really sleeping on Freo this year. I have got them definitely making finals this year, and I'll be backing them to get the job done here over the Dogs. who kind of just seem to be the most inconsistent team in the AFL. I would actually love to go back and see how many times I've tipped them for a win or a loss, because I reckon I probably haven't picked the right result with the Dogs. I reckon I've got it right maybe once or twice this year. Look, I just think, I personally think that Freo are going to go over and get the job done here. One thing Freo do have going for them is that Rory Lobb looks like is probably going to miss this weekend, so they're not going to get distracted faffing about trying to look tough in front of Rory Lobb, and they might just concentrate on winning a game of footy. So, look, I'm going to lock the big D's in here by a couple of goals. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to do about the Dogs. Do not know what to do about the Dogs. All right, moving on to the next game on Saturday, and we have got Richmond hosting the Hawks at the MCG for Big Dusty's 300th. So, like, you know, obviously, first of all, Dusty, champion of the game, deserves to have his 300 at home. I'm glad they rested him last week. And this should be a great game to watch, if for nothing else, just to see how Dusty goes. Look, it's... Oh, excuse me. It's good to see that the Tigers have come full circle with Dusty. They were trash when he started. They were really good when he was really good, and now that he started to peter off, they're kind of trash again. So, you know, that's just a funny little circle of life thing with the Tigers. But look, again, congrats to the big fella. I'll be watching. I hope you're all going to be watching. This is going to be a fun game to watch. But look, one thing I do want to talk about is the Hawks and their turnaround this season. Now, this needs to be studied. They've won 4 of their last 5 games. Now, let's not forget, they were one of the, hands down, probably one of the bottom 2 or 3 sides in the comp at the start of the year, along with West Coast and the Tigers. But, you know, look, they've won 4 of their last 5. They were actually a pretty good mathematical chance to play finals with the run that they've got upcoming. I think they still play West Coast twice. I think they've got North again. So there's going to be some winnable games of footy in there for the Hawks. And anything crazy can happen in an AFL season. I've seen much stranger things than that happen in an AFL year. And wouldn't it just be absolute carnage and chaos if Hawks make the 8 this year? That would, I don't know, I just think that'd be crazy weird, and it is a genuine chance to happen. But look, I definitely think the Hawks win here. I think this one's going to be pretty straightforward. Hawks to get it done by 4 goals, but my prediction for this game is that Dustin Martin is going to kick goal of the year. Lock it in. All right, moving on to Saturday night footy. This I don't understand this the way this bell curve's going here. This should be out here in my opinion. I don't really know what else to say about this. The Swans are better than any other team in the competition by a fair margin. The fact that Carlton and Essendon are the closest to them on the ladder is crazy to me, because I don't think those two sides are anywhere near the Swans. So look, I'm locking in the Swans here by 6 goals. I don't see this going any other way than that. I think they're going to go over Adelaide, get the points, and get it in a pretty good fashion. All right, moving on to Sunday footy now, and we have got North Melbourne taking on the Pies. And I just want to say, I know I didn't tip North last week, but I did say I was not confident at all in picking West Coast. So, look, well done to the Roos for getting your first win of the year. I know I give the Roos a lot of grief on this channel, and look, I like to bag them out, and I do like to think that I bag out most teams kind of equally, obviously other than my team, but other people are bagging out West Coast. I'll leave that to Kane Corns. Look, like I said, I give them a lot of shit, but look, they deserved that win much more than West Coast. They were the better team on the day, and good for them. Look, when a side kicks 8 goals, 17 behinds, I don't think you can blame any free kick or any umpiring decision for the result of a game. So well done to North, you did it. I did have a cheeky $10 on them not winning a game for the whole year, so flush that down the dunny. But yeah, anyways, look, on to this game in particular. Now, like, I'm not going to tip North this week, but a little bit last week, I kind of feel the same about this game as I did going into the North and West Coast game for different reasons. Look, I'm going to tip the Pies here. I definitely don't think it's going to be out here, though, not with the outs that Collingwood have. And I tell you what, if there was a week that you wanted to play the Pies, I think this is it. Look, especially for one, Nick Dacos is probably, I mean, they're saying he's fine and that he's going to play, but they've got the bye next week. Like, why would you not just give him 2 weeks to freshen up, rest, come back? I mean, not to sound silly, but, you know, you're only playing North, ... But yeah, look, it's also being played at Marvel. It's not at the MCG. I think that's a ball that you'd probably put in North's court for that one. So I think there's a few things going North's way leading into this one. That being said, Pies by 3 goals. That's just, I can't do it. I'd be mad to. All right, moving on to the last game of the round, as we do have 6 teams on the bye this week. And I must say, it is nice rolling into a round of football where I know that I'm not going to watch the Eagles lose a game. Fantastic. But all right, this is a huge game for both clubs here. We got GWS hosting Port at, Sydney Showground, GWS Stadium, whatever it's called, Giant Stadium. But yeah, look, huge game for both clubs here. GWS really need to find some form and get back on the winners list, while Port really needs to take a scalp of some sort. And yeah, look, I think this is going to be an absolutely cracking game to close out the round. Look, I think Port's going to pull a bit of an upset here. I'm actually going to be I'm going to be tipping Port for this one. I think they should be getting, Connor Rosey should be back for this one. And I just think with the Giants missing probably two of their starting three mids in Josh Kelly, Stephen Coniglio, Tom Green's obviously going to be playing, but he's receiving all the attention and hasn't really set the world on fire in the second quarter of this year, shall we say. But yeah, look, I think Port are going to be a bit too strong for GWS. And look, from what I've seen over the last few weeks, I just feel like, you know, since I said that I can't tip Port playing against top 8 sides, they've actually been really good. I feel like they turned a little bit of a corner. You got some guys playing some really good footy, and they just look like they're in better form. GWS just struggling a little bit. They'll come good. I can't see them missing finals. I can't see them not being there come the pointy end. But yeah, as things stand at the moment, I think Port are playing the better football. So I'm going to lock them in by about 3 goals. I think that seems about fair. We'll lock it in there by exactly 3 goals. And that is going to do us for round 14. Obviously, short round, 6 teams on the bye, all that jazz. We got 1 more week of bye rounds next week, and then we're back to normal 9 games of football running from Friday to Sunday for the rest of the year. It's paradise. It's paradise. It's how things should be. It's the correct way of footballing. Anyway, so look, that's going to do us for the tips this week, guys. Quick recap. We are going to go with Brisbane smashing the Saints at their Gabba. Freo going over to the Melbourne and getting the job done over the Bulldogs. We got Hawks beating Richmond and spoiling the party for Dusty's 300th. Swans to smash the Crows in Adelaide. Pies to just get their job done over North. And for Port to pull a sneaky upset on the Giants at their home ground. Guys, that is the tips for round 14 of the 2024 season. Thank you for tuning in. I'll be back next week. Hopefully I'm back with a tipping video and a massive opening. Remember, get us to 300 subscribers. I think there's like 3 to go. Smash that button. Get an alt account. Do whatever you got to do, because I want to open some cards. Just being selfish. I just want to open cards. It's not even about making the video. It's not even about the subscribers. I just want to open the boxes. All right, guys. Look, hopefully we'll see you pretty soon, either next week for the tips or next week for opening boxes. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Cheers, guys. Take care.